is a 57-year-old man trapped inside the cab of his semi-truck, hit by a suspected drunk driver. Denver police say Ivan Zamaripa Castaneda ran from the crash, leaving the driver to die. Authorities say the 26-year-old is also in the U.S. illegally. U.S. Immigration and Customs agents want to deport him back to Mexico, but the Denver Sheriff Department, in charge of the jail, is refusing to detain him should he post the $25,000 bond, telling Fox News that unless ICE gets a federal criminal warrant, it, quote, will not honor civil detainers as it is considered unconstitutional. Denver and municipalities across Colorado have not honored civil detainers since around 2013, after the American Civil Liberties Union successfully sued one county on behalf of an illegal immigrant who was held on an ICE request.
It's a matter of basic constitutional law and due process.
Denver criminal defense attorney Chris Decker says the sheriff department isn't doing anything wrong, regardless of the crime.
And then saying because something's very serious, we want to just abandon all of our constitutional principles and do what's quote-unquote right doesn't make any legal sense.
Don Rosenberg, whose son was killed by an illegal immigrant, sees it differently.
His rights don't supersede everybody else's right. And the first right, he's in the country illegally. He has no right whatsoever to be here.
If ICE can get a federal judge to sign a criminal warrant, Denver sheriff says it will hand him over. But ICE says it detains up to 40,000 people per day and doesn't have the resources to go after every federal warrant. Having to do so, ICE argues, puts the general public at risk.
By placing detainers on these individuals, we actually help improve public safety by taking these criminal aliens off the streets and ultimately removing them to their country of origin.
The Denver District Attorney's Office says if the suspect makes bond and ICE agents manage to nab him, Brett, there's nothing that they can do about it, that the DA can do about it. Brett?
Quite a story. Alicia, thank you.
To insist that this country and its officials should end the illegality, create a rational immigration flow, protect the nation from criminal aliens, and preserve the national interest. It cannot be that someone who illegally crosses the border and 2 days later arrives in Sacramento, Dubuque, Louisville, Central, Islip, New York, is home free, never to be removed. How can that be? It cannot be the policy of a great nation to up and reward those who unlawfully enter its country with legal status, Social Security, welfare, food stamps, work permits, and so forth. How can this be a sound policy? Meanwhile, those who engage in the process lawfully and patiently and wait their turn are discriminated against, it seems, at every turn. Most Americans get this. They are working hard to make ends meet, follow the rules. They teach their children to follow the rules. They believe in the rule of law. And they want to keep their loved ones safe. They, our citizens, want our government to think about them for a change, to think about their interest for a change. They have dreams too. Frankly, the common sense concept, this concept was a big part of President Trump's election. And elections have consequences. I think the American people spoke about this subject. Immigration law is the province of the federal government. It's in the Constitution. This administration and this Justice Department are determined to make it work effectively for all our people. I understand that we have a wide variety of political opinions out there on immigration, but the law is in the books, and its purposes are clear and just. There is no nullification. There is no secession. Federal law is the supreme law of the land. I would invite any doubters to go to Gettysburg or to the tombstones of John C. Calhoun and Abraham Lincoln. This matter has been settled. A refusal to apprehend and deport those, especially the criminal element, effectively rejects all immigration law. It's a rejection of law. And it creates an open borders system. It's the only way it can be described. And open borders is a radical, irrational idea that cannot be accepted. The American people will not accept it. And the United States of America is not some idea. It's a secular nation state with a constitution, with laws, with borders, all of which are designed to protect our nation's interest, and we should be able to agree certainly on this. So to carry out the intent of our laws, we need law officers. That's what you and your departments do every day. We need our immigration and customs officers, our ICE officers, our Border Patrol officers. They are your brothers and sisters. President Trump, the Congress, and the American people want to accomplish these goals our laws have set out for them. That's why we pay them. That's why they get a salary. But California, we have a problem. A series of actions and events has occurred here that directly and adversely impact the work of our federal officers. For example, the mayor of Oakland has been actively seeking to help illegal aliens avoid apprehension by ICE. Her actions support those who flout the law and boldly validates illegality. There's no other way to interpret those remarks. To make matters worse, the elected lieutenant governor of the state praised her for doing so, bragging about and encouraging the obstruction of our law enforcement. The law is, I'm afraid this is an embarrassment to the proud state of California. Tom Homan, the director of ICE, has said recently, quote, "Being a law enforcement officer is already dangerous enough. But to give the criminals a heads up that we're coming in the next 24 hours increases that risk." I watched the mayor's statement when she said her priority is the safety of the community, but what she did had the exact opposite effect, close quote. And I think that's a fair criticism and statement. According to Acting Director Homan, ICE failed to make 800 arrests that would have been made if the mayor had not made her statement. Those are 800 wanted criminals that are now at large in that community, 800 wanted criminals that ICE will now have to pursue by other means with more difficulty in dangerous situations, all because of one irresponsible action. So here's my message to Mayor Schaaf. How dare you? How dare you needlessly endanger the lives of our law enforcement officers to promote a radical open borders agenda? But in California, we have bigger problems also, more than just one mayor. For example, in January, Ventura County declined a request from ICE to hold an alien Ventura had arrested and put in their custody for continuous sexual abuse of a child. Instead of being removed from the country, he was released back into the community, and now federal law enforcement officers will try to find him and arrest him wherever he may be. In recent years, the California legislature has enacted a number of laws designed to intentionally obstruct the work of our sworn immigration officers, to intentionally use every power the legislature has to undermine the duly established immigration law of America. California law now won't let employers voluntarily allow ICE agents on their property. Won't even let them come on their property when the company voluntarily allows them to. And California requires employers to give notice to the employees before ICE comes to inspect their workplace. When this law was before the General Assembly, a Judicial Committee report explicitly stated that its goal was to frustrate, quote, an expected increase in federal immigration enforcement actions, which of course it was. It was designed to frustrate the work that we're required to do under the laws of this country. ICE agents are federal law enforcement officers carrying out federal law. California cannot forbid them or obstruct them in doing their jobs. Just imagine if a state passed a law forbidding employers for cooperating with OSHA in ensuring workplace safety, or the Environmental Protection Agency for looking after polluters. Would you pass a law to do that? And just think about the situation it puts California employers in. They want to help law
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you, Hector. I'm thrilled to be here with so many of our incredible leaders in the Latino business community. And you folks are good business people. I know that. I know that for a fact. I've had to compete against you for a long time. In fact, I said, I want to get out of that. I want to be president. It's easier. But I especially want to thank Chairman Hector Barreto for the invitation and for the many years of his leadership on behalf of America's small businesses. I also want to recognize Secretary Chow, who's joining us today. Elaine? Hi, Elaine. You're doing a fantastic job, by the way. Thank you very much, Elaine. Most of all, I want to thank all of you, the Latino business leaders, who are living proof that the American dream is back and stronger than ever. The Latino community embodies the pioneering spirit of America. We're a nation that loves adventure, and you love adventure, that celebrates risk-taking and that embraces faith and family as the true center of American life. As president, I am committed to unleashing the full potential of the Latino community by removing government burdens, by restoring safety and security to our neighborhoods, and by defending America's interests so that all of our citizens can prosper. America First is about unity. It's about coming together as one family, one big, beautiful American family, no matter our race or color or creed, to protect our jobs, our communities, and our country. We want all Americans to thrive and flourish together. Our program is working far beyond our wildest expectations. We've created nearly 3 million jobs since the election. Think of that, 3 million jobs. If I would have said that prior to the election, nobody would have believed it. All right? They would not have believed it. Today, we have more Hispanic Americans working than ever before in our history, setting records. New jobless claims have hit a 48-year low last week. And last year, the Hispanic unemployment rate reached the lowest level in history. Congratulations. And I'm proud to report Hispanic unemployment has now remained at or below 5% for the longest period of time ever recorded. You're doing very well. That's good. Consumer confidence is at an 18-year high. Business confidence is through the roof, with a record number of small business owners saying that now is a good time to expand. And by the way, we're going to keep your playing field level so that we don't have outside interests coming in and hurting our country, which they've been doing. They've been doing a lot of that over the last 25 years, and we're doing a lot of things to stop that. And you're seeing that actually already in the numbers. That's why these numbers have been so good, or great, I might add. Latino-owned businesses now make up more than 10% of all businesses in the United States, providing jobs for more than 2 million American workers. These businesses contributed nearly $500 billion to our economy last year alone. Latinos are also starting new businesses at 3 times the national average. That's pretty good, 3 times. The American economy is coming back bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and Latino businesses are helping to lead the way. You're paving the path. At the center of America's resurgence are the massive tax cuts I just signed into law. Now that is a lot of money in your pockets, no matter where you're coming from. business or personal, it's a lot of money. It's the biggest tax cut and reform in American history. We got no Democrat votes, by the way, not one. Now they're all saying, maybe we should have voted. Do you notice they're having second thoughts? They're saying, we think we made a big mistake. We didn't get one vote. And at the heart of our plan itself is the tremendous relief for working families and small businesses. A typical family of four earning $75,000 a year will see an income tax cut of more than $2,000. That's not crumbs. Slashing their tax bill in half. We nearly doubled the standard deduction, meaning a married couple will not have to pay one dime of income tax on the first $24,000 that they earn. We doubled the child tax credit because the most important investment we can make is in our children. That was a big thing. When I signed the tax cuts just before Christmas, it was like jet fuel for the American economy. Within hours, companies began announcing thousands of new jobs and thousands of dollars each in bonuses to their workers. Over 4 million workers have already received tax cut bonuses, and the number continues to grow every single day. As a result of our business tax cuts and reforms, the typical family will see their annual household income eventually rise by an average of $4,000 a year. We have finally given American businesses a level playing field, and you'll see more of this in the coming weeks. We're bringing it back. Our jobs have been stolen from us. Our businesses have been taken. Our factories have been closed. It's all coming back. You saw 2 weeks ago, Chrysler announced they're leaving Mexico and they're coming back into Michigan. Going to open up a big plant. We have many plants opening. Many plants are opening. They're coming back. For a lot of reasons they're coming back, but one of them is the tax cuts. Another is the regulations. But now we're able again to compete with anyone in the world. Joining us today are two business leaders who are at the forefront of America's economic revival. Jeanette Prenger is the president of Echo Select, a technology staffing business in Kansas City, Missouri. Great place. A lot of people from Kansas City, I noticed. Seen a lot of people from Kansas City, a lot of friends there. Not only is her company's tax bill going down, her sales are going way up as other businesses hire and just really are working very hard. She's filling those jobs for those businesses, and they're really creating something very special. In fact, Jeanette says her business is experiencing the best quarter in the company's 22-year history. And that's great news for everybody. Congratulations to Jeanette. Where is Jeanette? Where is Jeanette? Hi, Jeanette. Pretty good, right? Big difference. Big difference. Yep. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Adam Devone is also joining us. Adam is the founder of Benefits Exchange Alliance, an HR consulting firm headquartered in Orange County, California. As a result of tax reform, Adam was able to provide generous 5-figure bonuses to every one of his employees. They very much appreciated it. He's also hired 6 new workers, and he plans to hire as many as 15 more this year. Adam, wherever you are, in this really beautiful room, packed with people. Adam, thank you very much. Thank you, Adam. Great job. A big difference, Adam? Like day and night? That's great. Thank you, Adam. And thank you both for investing in your workers and investing in your country. Thank you very much. In addition to passing a historic tax cut, we're also slashing job-killing regulations. And I have friends, great business people. Many of them think that the regulation cutting is more important, frankly, than even these big tax cuts. According to a survey by the National Small Business Association, the average small business spends $83,000 to comply with regulations in just their first year of existence. Under the Trump administration, we are finally getting government off of your backs and out of your pocketbooks. That is why I'm proud to report we have cut more regulations than any administration in the history of our country. And we've only had 12, 13 months now to do it. So in a short period of time, we've cut more regulations than any administration, whether it's 4 or 8 or in one case 16 years. Nobody's even close. And Elaine, while I'm looking at you, maybe you could cut some more because, you know, it would take 17, 20, 21 years to get a roadway built. We want to bring those numbers down to 2 years and even 1 year. And if it's not done properly and environmentally good, we're not going to approve it. But you're not going to have to wait 20 years to find out whether or not it's going to be approved. So I know, Elaine, you're working on it. In fact, I've just instructed my whole cabinet. We're going to go for that final 40%. And we need some regulation. But you had regulations on top of regulations. You had the same approval to get from 4 or 5 different agencies. And it was ridiculous. It was impossible to do business. One of the reasons we're doing so well now is because of the regulation cutting. So, Elaine, you'll go and start cutting some more as soon as you get back to the office, right? We want to get those roads down to 1 year instead of 2. And we will cut even more red tape if Congress acts on my infrastructure proposal. You know, we have an infrastructure proposal in front of Congress. The Democrats don't want to approve it because they don't want to give us a victory. They think we've had too many victories. We've had a lot of victories. We've had a lot. And we're trying to have a DACA victory for everybody, by the way, and the Democrats are nowhere to be found. They're nowhere to be found. It's really terrible. We're ready. You know the expression, ready, willing, and able. We're ready, willing, and able. They are nowhere to be found. But also infrastructure. Also the people in the administration. We have hundreds of people sitting out there, and they're obstructionists. They don't want to approve them. So then we get blamed for not having. It is just a terrible thing. Elaine, we have so many people, is that correct? So many people from other agencies. Your agency gets pretty good treatment, I think. But I will say that many of the agencies just have so many people out there, including diplomats from, as an example, Germany, major countries. We have diplomats. They wait online because the Democrats don't want to approve them because they want to obstruct. And that's not good. It's never been like this, ever. They've never held them this long. Republicans have never done this to this extent with the Democrats. And Schumer and the Democrats ought to get going because it's the wrong thing for our country. It's a very terrible thing. I've asked Congress to pass a bill that generates $1.5 trillion on infrastructure and cuts the permitting process from 10 years down to 2 years or even less. After years of rebuilding other countries, and we have built a lot of countries, it's time to start building our country again. But a wealthy nation must be a safe nation. Protecting the security of our country is my highest duty. It's the most important thing I can do. That is why my administration is committed to securing our border, dismantling dangerous gangs, and stopping the flow of deadly drugs that are just pouring across. It's never been a problem like over the last 3-4 years. And we're doing a job, and I will say the Border Patrol and the ICE and all of the different people that are working so hard, law enforcement generally, they're working so hard on the drug problem. It's never been a problem. Many countries are having this problem, but there's never been anything like it in the history of this world. And it's destroying people's lives, so many. And we're going to stop it. Every American child, regardless of where they live or what family they come from, should be able to grow up in a safe community my administration submitted a balanced and responsible immigration reform plan to Congress. Our plan fully secures the border, provides a permanent solution to DACA, which we're really working on, and modernizes our immigration system by ending extended family migration and the lottery system so we can eventually have a merit-based system where people can come in and work for your companies, work for you, and do a phenomenal job, people that love our country and that want to love our country and our people. These reforms are supported by the vast majority of Latino voters. In fact, more than 8 in 10 Latino voters think immigration to our country should be based on skill, not just a relationship with people you don't even know. This is the mainstream view of all Americans, including Latinos. Yet the Senate Democrats filibustered our plan because they don't care about the immigration system or reform, and they don't want to solve the problem. They would rather use it to get elected. That's not working so well. But we remain committed to immigration reform that protects our country, strengthens our economy, and lifts our workers from poverty to prosperity. We want every American to know the dignity of work, the pride of a paycheck, and the satisfaction of a job well done. Because when our people are free to live their lives and to follow their hearts, there is nothing at all that we cannot achieve. What we are witnessing now is the rebirth of the American dream. Everybody in the world is talking about it. It looks a little nasty when you watch the news, or as I sometimes call it, the fake news. But everybody in the world is talking about what's happening in the United States. It's really incredible. Best numbers in so many different ways. Companies, unemployment, so many records we're setting. The whole world is talking about it. And each of you here today, along with millions of hardworking Latinos all across our nation, are making that dream into a reality. You're really making America great again. A lot of the people in this room are making America great again. You're unleashing the American spirit. You're bringing jobs to American communities. And you are fighting for the American way, because you know that America is a nation that thinks big, dreams even bigger, and always reaches for the stars. You're reaching for the stars. I know so many of you, you're reaching for the stars. You have been for a long time, and now you're getting there. Together, we will build great buildings, invent incredible new products, discover amazing new technologies, and blaze bold new trails in science and medicine and the arts. And we will do it all with American skill, American grit, and American pride. This is our time. This is our moment. Go get DACA. Go push those Democrats. I'm telling you, it's close. So this is a moment for DACA, for all of us. But this is a very special moment. A lot of tremendous things can happen here. Right now, so many tremendous things can happen if people want them to happen. This is how we are taking care of our people, taking care of our country. I just want to thank all of you for being here. Having known so many in the room and having respected all of you, I can say that I'm very proud of you, and I know you're very proud of our country. So thank you all very much. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.